To all my black boys out there, I'm just here to let you know that you are not the man of the house. I speak to you as a person who was given that title. That title was thrusted upon them at a very young age. I come to you as a man who never met his father. I come to you as a man who was told my entire childhood, you're the man of the house, you're the man of the house. And I want to come back to you boys now and let you guys know you are not the man of the house. Your daddy failed you. And the adults around you who are telling you you're the man of the house, they're failing you too. You are being parentized. You're going to become what's known as a parentized child. And you might not recognize it till way later in life. I'm talking late 30s, 40s, 50s, sometimes not even to your 60s. Some of you guys may never recognize it, but you being parentized is going to cause a significant amount of trauma. It's going to affect the way that you see the world, your worldview. It's going to affect the way that you view manhood and masculinity. It's going to affect the way that you pursue relationships with women. It's going to affect your ability to get a job in the job market. There's going to be a lot of negative effects. And so I just want to be a voice, be an advocate for you and let you know, young man, that you're not the man of your house. And I'm sorry that you have to be the man of your house because the man who was supposed to be the man of your house failed you. I know what that's like, and I know it's difficult. Now, you're going to get through it, hopefully. I'm going to be honest. I'll be honest with you. Most black boys don't get through it. Most black boys don't get through it. Because you're trying to take on a responsibility that you're not supposed to take on. You know? I've been there at 16 years old, paying all the bills in the house. Rent, water, groceries. Like, I've been there. I've done it. The fact that I'm alive today, the fact that I'm not dead or in jail is a miracle. Most black boys who are parentized as children, they grow up with a lot of traumas, depression, suicide, PTSD, flashbacks, a lot of mental health issues growing up. I believe with 100% of my heart, children need time to be children. You're going to be an adult way longer than you're going to be a child. You're only going to be a child for 18 years. So once you live a day past 36, you would have spent more time as an adult than as a child. And trust me, once you turn 18, time goes like that. I know time feels very long right now as a boy, but once you hit 18, time goes like that, man. A year, you blink and it's been a year. You sneeze and you got kids of your own, you know? So, but I want to be that voice. I want to be that advocate for you to let you know, like, you're not the only one going through it. And just to help you in this situation, because for some of us, when we're parentized and we're put into position in a very real way, we have to be parentized. If we don't contribute around the house or pay bills or do this or do that, we ain't gonna have no house. And the fact of the matter is that at some point in your life, the only thing that's gonna heal you, and you might not be able to accept this message right now. If you're a young boy, you might not be able to accept this message. You might not be able to receive this message until you're in your 20s, your 30s, or 40s. But the only thing that's really going to heal you is by you really sitting down and accepting that even when your parents told you that they were doing their best, or you felt like your parents did their best, sometimes your best is not good enough. I could try as hard as I want to make the NBA today. I could give my best. I'm not making the NBA. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm not in shape. Oh, yeah, sure. There's always a small fraction, of hope that I could make it. It could happen, but is it realistic? Is it likely? Should I build my life around trying to get to the NBA at 34 years old? having never played varsity basketball or college basketball? Should I now dedicate my life to trying to make the NBA? Is that sensical? That's nonsensical. Yeah, I might be able to do it, but that's what a lot of us are doing as parentized children, right? We're just telling ourselves, nah, this is what I got to do. This is what I got to do. This is just life. This is life. It's not life, bro. It's not life. My mom's doing the best. My mom's doing the best. This and that. Whoopty whoop. Sometimes your best is not good enough. And that's not a shot at your mother. That's not a shot at anything like that. But, you know, we used to say it takes a village to raise a child. And now it's kind of prevalent. And even some women prefer, which I think is fucking crazy. I'm going through it right now in a custody battle. It's crazy. There's a lot of women that literally prefer to raise a child by themselves, and it doesn't make any sense. It's like moving a couch. Moving a couch is a 2-person job. I don't care how strong you are. Moving a couch is a 2-person job. Especially if you got to move that couch up a flight of stairs that you know, kind of wind and everything. That's a 2-person job, at least a 2-person job. That's what a lot of women sound like when they say that they can raise kids on their own. And all that ends up happening is the little boy ends up becoming the man that their man never was, or they lean on that man in a way that they were supposed to lean on their father. That's what ends up happening to you. And then you grow up the rest of your life thinking like, oh, well, this is how I'm supposed to behave in a relationship with a woman, or this is what I'm supposed to do. Or you go to stack money for yourself, and instead of passing that money down the line to your generation, you got to pass it back to mom. You got to pass it back because you the man of the house. You the man of the family, right? And I think that's a problem, right? We have a tendency in our culture, particularly black culture, to idealize and to worship black men who did do it. I think that what they did is extraordinary. I even look at my position. I'm not rich, famous, nothing like that, no entertainer, but the fact that I grew up without a father, not a good relationship with my mom, and I'm a good father to my kids, and I'm in their life. I never missed a day of my kids' life. Like that's a miracle. That is an outlier. Most black boys who grow up in my situation, they don't end up like me, right? They don't end up just doing okay, right? They don't end like. So what ends up happening is a lot of black boys, you're going to grow up being a parentized child, and you're going to grow up. It's going to be traumatizing for you. Like I said, again, you might not be able to receive this as a boy. You might need to come back to this in your 20s, 30s, 40s, right? Before you're able to really receive this. But we got a tendency to idolize black men who did do it, who were parentized children, and who did manage to make it to the league or make it as a rapper, as an entertainer or whatever, and take care of everybody in their family. Like, it's commendable. I think it's amazing, but commendable? I don't know if that's where we should be steering men and boys towards. You see what I'm saying? Because that's a very small subsection of the population, right? It's a very small subsection of the population. So I'm just here on your behalf to let you know, man, you're going to go through a lot. You're going to go through a lot internally. You're going to have an expectation thrust upon you that should not be thrusted upon you. You're going to be put in situations that you're going to have to make decisions that you shouldn't have to make. And sometimes you're not going to be able to make decisions because they're going to call you the man of the house, but then still treat you like a child. Like that, bro, that junk used to piss me off, man. When I started paying all the bills in my mom's house, when I was paying rent and paying this and paying that, and she still tried to talk to me like a child, listen, I love my mom and I believe in respecting your elders and your parents, but I keep the lights on around here. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to, and that's another thing. It's going to create this weird dynamic between you and your mother, where it's like, you're my mom, but I'm taking care of you. And even if you don't outwardly express it, you may never express that to her or another person. Your whole life, you may go, yeah, I love my mom. I love my mom. I love my mom. It won't be until you're older in life that you realize, nah, I resent that bitch. You might not call her a bitch. But but it'll be older in your life that you'll realize, yeah, actually, as much as you love your mom, you actually resent her too. You resent her for putting you in those situations. Because now you as an adult, or maybe you have your own kids, you go, yo, why did you let me do that? Why was I in that situation? Right? You have your own child and you realize ain't nothing I wouldn't do for this kid. Whatever needs to happen, I'm with it. And then you start going, yo, mom, why didn't you? Right? I think a lot of times as parents, as children, we make a lot of excuses for our parents. And as children, that's what we're supposed to do, right? That I believe with all my heart, the only place that unconditional love exists is between a child and their parent. Every other relationship in the world is conditional. But when that unconditional relationship gets weaponized against you or is used to extract resources from you, and you're still a child, it's kind of messed up. It's really messed up. And so I'm just here to like have your back, man. You're gonna go through it. You're gonna go through it, man. You're gonna go through it. It's gonna be difficult. But you're not the man of the house. So anything that you're doing for your house is extra credit, bro. So feel good about that. Feel good about it. If you helping with the bills, if you helping with your siblings, if you doing something like that, whatever you doing to, you know, when they say you the man of the house, whatever that means or look like in your situation, I just want you to know all that shit's extra credit, bro. Don't let nobody tell you differently. That shit is extra credit. You are not required to do none of that shit. You are not required to do none of it. I don't care how much your mom, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your cousin, a teacher tell you whatever. You are not supposed to be doing that shit. You are not supposed to be taking care of your family. I'm a big believer now that I got my own kids. Y'all need to be kids as long as possible. I know y'all want to grow up. I know y'all want to grow up quick. The shit ain't all that it's cracked up to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of these things where it's like, yo, be a kid, man. And that's the other thing, you know, like you a kid, you supposed to make mistakes, dog. You a teenager, or you were not a teenager. You're young. You're supposed to do dumb shit. That's the purpose of parents. Parents are supposed to be the ones that when you do some dumb shit, right? When you do some dumb shit, we're the people who's supposed to come behind you and say, hey, that was dumb. And I'm going to discipline you underneath the safety and security of our home. I'm going to enact a discipline upon you so that way when you get out into the real world, you won't have to go through the harsh discipline that the world faces, right? Because the world is going to impose upon you a discipline that you don't want. The world is going to, you know, extract capital from you. The world is going to put you in prison. The world is going to take away rights and responsibilities from you. So you're going to do something dumb as a child, and I'm going to enact discipline so that way you don't get the discipline of the world, because that's not going to be fun. But what ends up happening when you're a parentized child, when you're the man of the house, you don't get to make those mistakes. Those mistakes become, you know, everybody's dependent on you. You literally got the whole world on your shoulders, bro. And you like, your balls ain't even dropped, bro. Like you don't know nothing about nothing. And I'm with you, dog. You don't know nothing about nothing. You're right to be overwhelmed. You're right to be confused. You're right to feel frustrated. You're right to cry. You're right to get mad. You are right, bro. You are right, young man. You are 100% right. It is hard. It is difficult. It is a struggle. I'm just trying to be that person to let you know you're not crazy in this. Because I've been there. I've been that parentized child and been sitting there thinking to myself like, yo, don't no other adults think this is weird, bro? Like, I appreciate y'all commending me for holding it down, but at the same time, like, we can't, it is weird. It's wrong. All right. So again, if you a young man, not even just the black boys, any young man out there, any young boy out there, if they thrust upon you, you the man of the house. No, you not. No, you not. And watch what happens when you tell them that you're not. Watch what happens when you tell them, no, I'm not the man of the house, and see if they don't treat you like a child in that moment. See if they don't treat you like a child in that moment. They're going to put you in your place. But see, if you was the man of the house, you wouldn't be able to be put in your place. See, because now I am the man of my house. Now I do pay all the bills. Now I do provide for my family. And there's a level of respect that even when my woman is mad at me, she gives me because I'm the man of the house. Well, most of the time. My shorty get disrespectful sometimes. 90% of the time. 90% of the time. But yeah, when you are the man of the house, you do get certain leverages and certain privileges, but you're not going to get that as a child. So keep your head up, man. Come back here. Come back to this video. Reach out to me. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. And you'll get through it. Just don't lose your head, man. Don't. The reason why you're not supposed to be the man of the house is because as a child, it's very hard for you to understand and predict long-term consequences of your action. You're supposed to make short-term mistakes, and your parent is supposed to come behind you and go, whoa, you weren't thinking about this, this, and this. That's what's supposed to happen. But when you're the man of the house at a young age, they want you to know how to make long-term decisions when they couldn't make long-term decisions, and nobody's teaching you how to make long-term decisions. And keep it a stack, you aren't developed enough to make those long-term decisions. So this video getting long, man. I'm gonna let y'all go, but y'all will be all right, man. Y'all will be all right. Keep your head. Keep your head. It's gonna be hard. I want to say y'all gonna be all right, but I know most of y'all are not, and that's why I'm coming. That's why I'm coming to y'all, because most of y'all are not gonna be okay. But do your best to keep your head. And when you do become an adult, I'm not saying abandon your family. I'm not saying don't leave your family. I'm saying that as soon as you possibly can, get yourself in a space where existing isn't so difficult. Because one of the things that being the man of the house at a young age, it makes existence itself difficult. Just being is difficult because you have these responsibilities, but you're not given the same freedom with these responsibilities. You see what I'm saying? When someone gives you freedom, when someone gives you responsibility, they're supposed to give you the freedom to use and not use or misuse that responsibility. But oftentimes as a child, you don't get that. I could go on and this about forever, but y'all be easy, man. I'm gonna be here for you, and we'll keep talking.